Hi guys. I don't know if we're gonna have more people at this meeting. A few people have headaches and are not feeling well, but they gave me their updates anyways. Um, so thanks for joining today. We're just gonna have 15 minutes. It's gonna go by really quick. We'll go around. I noticed Setareh is here. Thanks for showing up. Haven't met you yet, so you can also just give us a quick intro of yourself and go on camera for a quick moment to introduce yourself, and then we'll get into the scrum. Oh, we have a second person that I haven't met yet. Akshar is here as well. So if you can both introduce yourselves, just come on camera for a few moments. What we've been doing for introductions, just like your name, what school you're going to and studying, and why did you pick this project? Trying to unmute, you can't. Oh, we have
Yeah.
Akshar.
Yeah, so my name is Akshar. I'm a second year student at Toronto Metropolitan University studying business technology management. And I chose this project because I was very passionate in raising funds and helping those in need. And I really liked how this project was laid out on the Ripen website as well. So I ended up choosing this project as mine.
All right, excellent. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read the whole GoFundMe. It's basically my story and like what happened to me and why I'm raising funds. I'm going to be probably going to Superior Court with this particular case, and that hasn't been um, there hasn't been any legal precedents so far for similar situations like mine. There hasn't been any situations like mine that have gone that far to court. So it's about protecting women's rights in the workplace, our rights to leadership, basically. Um, so I'm really glad to have you guys here. I hope you had a chance to read that portion because that's kind of important for our purpose because it's about protecting women specifically and vulnerable people in the workplace. And vulnerable, I learned from the police because I filed a police report the other day for vulnerable persons, which they later confirmed to me this wouldn't be considered that, but a vulnerable person is someone with a disability where they're not able to remember their name, where they live, and they might have like Alzheimer's, dementia, or a spectrum of autism disorder. So, uh, disabilities are legally protected in the workplace. If someone ever makes fun of you for having ADHD, autism, any of those, etc., that is a legal grounds for you to make a case. I don't have any mental illnesses. I've been cleared for all of them and every one of them. So I don't have any disorders or illnesses to be completely transparent. And yeah, thanks for your intro, Akshar, and thanks for joining us today. It's been difficult meeting with everyone and getting everybody in the same meeting. So I'm appreciative that you're here. Setareh is writing in the chat, could not come
Hi,
yesterday.
it works now. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
I just had to press something. I
Could
can turn
you
my
also go on
camera.
camera for a quick, I'll go on camera too, just so it's a,
Yeah, I actually did sorry, my camera's on weird. I did introduce myself in our first meeting. It's just that yesterday
oh,
I
sorry.
couldn't come because I had a midterm that day. But I did I don't know if you remember, but I did introduce ourselves in like the first meeting everyone had, but I think yesterday we just had like a smaller, just the AI team meeting. Yeah. So yeah, that's I don't know what else to add, but Very nice to see you again.
Sorry, can you just give us your school and program and which project you're on? I think it was the fundraiser one, right? Or I'm mixing it up.
No. So I introduced myself in like the first meeting with everyone. I don't know if my mic is working well. Sorry.
No, I
Yeah.
hear you perfectly.
Oh,
I just
okay.
can't remember everybody. My brain's still like recuperating from everything
That's
that's happened to
fine.
me, and I'm still
I
dealing with
understand.
stuff at home. So don't
Okay.
even take that personally. That's nothing to
Okay.
do with you. I just can't remember everyone. I'm getting people's
Yeah, there's a
names
lot of
mixed
lot of
up.
people. Okay.
I'm not drunk either. I
Oh no,
promise.
I
I'm not
didn't.
high. I'm
I
just
wouldn't,
this
you
is
wouldn't guess that.
just scrambled a
Okay.
little bit.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm from TMU and my name is Setareh. I'm in computer science and I'm on the AI team. So I think yesterday, because I was worried because I couldn't come yesterday, and I think we had a meeting there. But I had to take a test downtown, so I couldn't come that day. But yeah, I mean, hopefully going forward there won't be as many issues. Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you.
thank
AI,
you.
and you're studying computer science.
Yes, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Awesome. So we have like how many girls in computer science so far? I think it's four, three. I don't know. I have to
Um,
do a head count.
Probably a lot, and
Meta
then
is doing mathematics. She does AI too for projects. Noor also has lots of certifications in cybersecurity. And you too. Who am I missing?
um,
Abida.
yeah, yeah.
Abiba. Also coding, Python, um, computer science. Awesome. So we got four girls on that particular initiative, which is amazing. So why don't we start with you? What's your update? What did you complete? And you turn your cameras off.
Sorry,
To,
you cut off a bit there. My internet's not great.
sorry, so we'll just do the Scrum. So what did you complete? What do you plan on completing next? And any roadblocks?
Okay, so to start off, I think we all decided like we'd just to kick things off, we'd all do our own like independent research for a bit and then come together and talk about it. So I just looked into a little bit like what kind of model we want to be building and like what we're gonna face do, like kind of like a basic overview. So I don't know how much detail because I don't want to like spend maybe too
So
much time, but
just to clarify, for Ripen students in general, we don't do any execution or implementation or building necessarily. It's more of like research and analysis. So researching topics of interest in cybersecurity. So some ideas I gave to Meta and Noor were ways of protecting women if they're being cyber stalked. And I explained to them that I had a strong, I might still have this feeling. And I reported this to the police that my previous manager was cyber stalking me. And I reported this also to Google because I looked up my name because I do that casually, just to check if there's anything abnormal on my name written on the internet. And I saw some really weird websites being created with a voice that sounds like mine that's been scrambled, and like word salad kind of words are coming out of like some girl's mouth that has the same voice as me. Um, so I feel like because Howard Pert also has this kind of technical expertise, so I felt like he was stealing my likelihood, no, likeness, and creating like weird things with my likeness, which is illegal. You're not allowed to do that without permission. He doesn't have my permission, he doesn't have my consent. I don't like that guy. Like I hope he goes to prison. That's how I feel about him.
yeah.
So I've reported this to police. They said they need evidence. And I don't know, I report everything to Google. So Google has all the evidence because he was creating Excel sheets that I'm a bus driver, like all this like weird fucking crap. Doesn't make any sense. I think he's seriously like mentally disturbed. He might have schizophrenia or something because he went like to those lengths to just like create so much stuff when he has a job now. He's moved on. He went to work at Honeywell in Brampton, and he had all this time to create all this weird fucked up shit about me and my likeness. So that was kind of the case study I was providing. Like, if this happened to you, what would you do? What are the laws protecting you, and how would you identify those types of risks and court case My internet is unstable right now. So does that make sense, Setareh? You can go whatever you want with that topic, or like if you have a different topic you want to kind of go into, but I don't think we're going to be building anything unless that's something you're really passionate about. I don't have any expertise to test it. I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's good or bad. So that's my only point of saying like it's just research and analysis, and then you would just do a final presentation. We have 3 weeks left. This is going to officially wrap up on the 20th of March, but the official hard deadline is March 31st. You have to be finished. Like there's no more work to be done after the 31st. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you pass it off to the next person, and every other next person will pass it on.
Okay. Maybe I'll go to Sophia.
Yeah, so for Sylvia, can you hear me? Just to make sure.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so just in terms of, so I'm doing the toolkit, obviously. So we already as a group had split up our work last week into like two key sections of research. And so this week I conducted research basically individually, and I started to kind of simplify the information that I was getting from like the Ontario tenant document. It's like a guide to the standard lease for rental housing. That's kind of what I was working off of. And I haven't started actually creating any of the materials because it's still like our research week. And in terms of challenges, roadblocks, I haven't faced any challenges so far. Really, it's just been a collection of data and trying to like simplify this data as much as possible. I've been kind of trying to decide how to split up the information or categorize or classify the information in a way that will be efficient later on when I need to create like the actual materials for the toolkit. But that is something that is still work in progress for sure. And yeah, I think that's all I have for the weekly update. Is there anything I should add? I think I got everything.
No, you're good. You can just pass it off because we have 3 minutes left, and I think
Okay,
Arisha already has to leave, or
okay.
she left already.
I'll pass it on to Catherine.
Yeah, so I'm in the same team as Sophia, and I got to research into the landlord rights. So I was just looking mostly at the standard lease, and yeah, I guess that's all I researched. And then there's no challenges thus far. And the next steps, I plan to just like research more in depth into the rights of a landlord. And I also plan to brainstorm some ideas for what the digital toolkit will look like. And yeah, I'm on track so far. And that's all I have.
Great. Sounds good. Pass it on.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to Arya.
Hi everyone, I'm Arya. I'm also on the same team as Catherine and Sophia, and I'm in charge of the tenant rights and responsibilities. So similar to Sophia, I've been looking at the guide to Ontario Standard Lease and also the application forms. Yeah.
Amazing. Sounds great. No roadblocks so far.
Yeah, no roadblocks, and kind of just our next steps is like still kind of summarizing our research and yeah, trying to get to that next step to make this toolkit.
All right. Awesome. Pass it on.
Noor can go next.
Hi, so I'm in the AI team, and what I've researched this week was kind of just how AI detects online harassment, privacy protection, deepfakes, and cybersecurity in general. So social media platforms do use machine learning and natural language processing to flag harmful content. And for privacy protection, AI does help prevent doxing and the spread of non-consensual images online. But some roadblocks I did discover was that since AI is developing pretty fast, it does struggle with a context and like sarcasm and cultural differences since it is advancing. So it can lead to missed threats because it can't really detect that as it being a threat.
Wow, that's all I have to say. Impressive.
Thank you.
And no problem. Pass it on.
The next person is Catherine.
My turn already went,
Oh,
so
sorry.
we'll go to the next person.
Sujal.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm in the fundraising and the GoFundMe team. And so the main thing I was focusing on is just researching all the platforms that were provided and gaining as much like information I can. I think that's what I'm going to continue to do this week and like keep in mind like ways in which I can move on to week 3 and 4 and how like I can come up with plans to implement these ideas. And so right now it's just mainly researching and yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's much roadblocks either about it.
Okay, sounds good. I did include a research template for each one of the project initiatives. So if you're not sure how it should look like or what you should be looking at in terms of your research or planning or creating like the document for your final presentation, that is now included in the database under the fundraiser initiative. And also, when we're done this meeting, if you could quickly write in this document that I'm going to ask everyone to update under a tab with their name, just giving your project status update in there too, just so we all remember what you were claiming to be working on next. So I'll send that in the chat here. Just make sure you also complete this. It's supposed to be done before the meeting. I was asking everyone to do this before 11 a.m. on Fridays. So with that, I'll let you pass it on, Sujal. And sorry, we didn't meet yet. So could you go on camera for a second and do an introduction?
Yeah. Hello, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you, we can hear you.
Yeah, so my name is Sujal. I'm in my 3rd year at the University of Toronto. I'm studying business with the BBA program. And yeah, I did introduce myself last week, but I don't think I had my camera on this week.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate just being able to see everybody on camera at least once.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
Nice. Ruthlin can go next.
Hi, I've completed deliverable 1 and currently I'm working on the second part. And as of right now, I haven't faced any major roadblocks. The only thing is that managing my time effectively, as I'm also working on 2 other projects for my school. So, which can be a bit stressful, but yeah, as of right now, for this project, I haven't encountered any major challenges.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Ruthlin. Just pass it on to the next person.
Akshar.
Yeah, so I'm also on the fundraising team with Sujo, and I've also been researching different ways to promote the fundraising and how we could raise funds. I've gotten a bit far. I've done a bit of research, and I've put that down on the doc. But I want to continue to do more research this week and solidify all my documents.
All right, and did you do an introduction? Did you come on camera already?
I
Oh yeah, you
I
did.
did, I did.
Okay, cool. And who else needs to go? Pass it on.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to Hadi.
Yes, so I'm also on the GoFundMe team like Akshar. And last week I pretty much focused on the first section of it, so the target audiences and potential subscribers for the newsletter. So I did a lot of research on that. I was looking at other newsletters as well, so to see how the competitors were. And then that's what I did my research on. And I'm gonna do a little more on it today. And then after that, I'm gonna just review my work and then maybe move on to like the strategies like that we can implement to get more subscribers.
Good, thank you, Hari. And pass it on.
Um, I think everyone has gone. I don't see anyone that hasn't.
Meta and
Oh,
Rawad.
I guess Meta can go.
Okay. Um, so for this week, like I did research basically on kind of the first, oh yeah, I'm in the AI team, but I basically did research on the first part of it, kind of like the introduction, sort of like the importance of AI and cybersecurity and its role in threat detection, prevention, and mitigation. I also looked into like some of the key benefits of AI and cybersecurity. But basically, I like kind of outlined what I needed to research this week and like and like what I need to research in the next few weeks. And I'm like continuing to find like good websites to actually like get my research from, like get information from. So I've been continuing to do that. And I didn't really have any challenges or roadblocks. It just took some time to get used to like all like the platforms and like all the requirements and everything. So I guess that was like a little, so getting on the actual research took a little time, but like I was able to catch up and stuff. So that was fine. Like next steps would be like probably meeting with my team members to see like how we want to go. Like we decided to work individually, but like we wanted to also come together to see if there are any gaps or anything. Um, and yeah, also other next steps. I'm trying to find more websites, like good websites, good informational like resources, and to delve more into the role of AI in cybersecurity and benefits. Um, yeah, and I don't have any additional notes or anything, but yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So the next scrum I have for next week is either Thursday or Friday. It's one or the other. So we'll have a smaller group. It won't run till this long. It should only be 15 minutes, but we're doing our first one. Setareh, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add because like most of my research so far has been, I know you said you were not implementing it, but based on the description, I thought we would maybe write how to implement it. So I've been
Okay.
focused a
How
little more
to?
on sorry.
Yeah, you can do it how to.
Yeah, I've just been writing a bit more on the technical side, and now I'm wondering like, is it more of like an application-based research you want, or more about a technical implementation?
Um, It's a bit tricky because there's actually two case studies here. So there's the side of my previous manager, Howard Pert, like cyber stalking me. And then there's also the Elon Musk AI scam that I experienced, which I also reported to police.
Oh,
Um, I didn't, I spoke to about this to someone, but they weren't working on the AI research project, which it just kind of came up casually. I think it was Sorush. He's not here today. Yeah, I got scammed $40,000 of my money. Um, to someone who could be Elon Musk, could not be also as well. We were chatting on WhatsApp. He came on live for a moment for a video call before I gave him the money because he said he wanted to help me and he read about my story and my GoFundMe. Um, and he was in the middle of a meeting with Mark Zuckerberg. Like they were both there. I could visually see them in the live meeting, and they were having like a little chat, and he only came on for a second to show me his face because he was in the middle of talking to people. And so I gave him my money through Apple gift cards and Bitcoin, and I don't know where it is. And I reported this to police. Police said that they don't have a really good, innovative system set up for AI fraud, because if it was actually him, they're also afraid of getting into his personal affairs. So there's like two sides to their inquiry is if it's actually a scam or if it's actually really him. Either way, they don't have like the facility to kind of navigate that situation or like the technology in general. Like in Ontario and Canada, we don't look into AI fraud that deeply. So there was a third party that reached out to me and they said they would look into it. They're from Quebec. They might find out who it was, but they asked me for money and I don't have money. I'm on my life insurance, like my last $3,000. And the rest I'm still paying off like $17,000 of debt that I had to put on my credit card to live up to this point. So I'm in a very bad situation financially right now. and also dealing with a lot of stress with this whole Elon Musk fraud scam potentially. Howard Pert cyber stalking me and probably physically stalking me as well. And then crises at home, dealing with my brothers that both have schizophrenia and my mom as well, who also has schizophrenia and she's partially blind. So a lot going on. And then I have this grievance process that I have to overcome. And then maybe superior court case as well, if that doesn't, the grievance process doesn't pan out. So that's a lot to take in. And I think we had one more person to go ahead, but in terms of your question, Setareh, I don't know how you would implement that particular scenario. If you have that expertise, that's like fucking amazing, but I'm not expecting that. So I don't know what your expertise is and if you've got into that field deeply.
I was going off on the description in the
Yeah,
document. Yeah, that is a little more complicated
a
for
little bit,
sure.
just a
Yeah.
little, just a tad.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that more in depth in the next meeting. If you schedule like a one-on-one with me, we can go further into the focus of it. But for today, we'll keep it brief because we have one more person to go. Rawad has to give us their update, and then we'll break off, and you guys can enjoy the rest of your weekend, and then we can check back next week.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
This week I was responsible to research landlord rights and responsibilities. I took some time and I looked at the entire guide, like everyone. I looked at the landlord and tenant board. I'm pretty familiar with the landlord and tenant board because I had some issues with my landlord 3 years back. Um, I took notes of the stuff that I thought were relevant to the project, and then I added them to my Google Doc. I didn't have any challenges or roadblocks. It was basically just research. And I researched some of the stuff that we can use to design the toolkit and how the toolkit could look. Yeah, other than that, I believe that's it.
Okay, sounds great. And just like a fun fact, my tenant who's currently living in my apartment is the Guyanian diplomat's daughter. Her father is a ex-war veteran, and he just recently retired from workplace health and safety in gold mines in BC for Guyana or something, some kind of gold company. Um, so yeah, her mom's actually in Korea, and there was a war in Korea just a few months ago, and I was checking in with her because I don't know if her mom's involved, if she's in the war zone or anything. But yeah, she's also in a very stressful situation herself, and she's attending Sheridan College at the same time, which is a bit of conflict of interest for me because that's where I'm going to sue the college. So, whole bag of worms. Um, if you guys have any questions or you want to touch on this more in depth and more in focus, we can also schedule one-on-ones. And in terms of the landlord and tenant toolkit, I think some of us were discussing making a brochure or pamphlet just with like something we can hand the tenant, something very professional that outlines some things briefly. I've never had any like really bad tenants. I mean, my ex-friends were probably the worst, but I never had to get into legal stuff. So I want to make sure that doesn't ever happen to me. So we can have a one-on-one and discuss like if you've had legal issues and what they were, and then I can learn from your experiences as well. So from this point on, I'll let you guys go because we went over, but that's okay. All right, thanks for showing up and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.